ICE is using the recent victory of Zohran Mamdani as a recruitment method. So they posted this on X. The graphic says, "Attention, New York City police officers." And then there's a call to action to join ICE. And the caption reads, "NYPD officers, join an agency that respects you, your family, and your commitment to serving in law enforcement." So clearly, this is an attempt to capitalize on the fears expressed by critics of Mamdani that many members of the NYPD will choose to leave their post and the city rather than serve under Mamdani's very, authoritarian administration. I don't know. The Houston Police Officers Union here also did the same thing. So here's a post and it says, "Attention, New York City cops. NYPD, are you disgusted with the election of Zohran Mamdani? Join us, we're hiring." And then it lists the benefits of working for HPD. But I am relieved and proud to say that everywhere I saw this reported on by local news channels, my fellow Houstonians did their jobs. HPD was getting dragged all over the place for even posting this. So some comments from the good people of Houston. One says, "Didn't Greg Abbey," I don't know if he meant to call him Greg Abbey or if that was a typo, but I like it. "Didn't he say he'll tax them 100%? Yes, he did. It makes no sense, but he did say that." Another comment says, "Tacky move." It is tacky. Houston is just as diverse. Houston is an incredibly diverse city. I don't know if people who live outside of Texas realize that, but it is one of the most diverse cities in the country, arguably sometimes even more diverse than New York City. And then another comment said, "January 6th insurrectionists put 143 cops in the hospital and Trump pardoned them all. Your hypocrisy is staggering." And finally, "It's giving assumptions and bigotry. Do better, HPD." Yeah, I mean, it was embarrassing, but I am glad that Houstonians were like, what is going on? What are we even doing? Was all of that aside, the freakout, the national freakout over Mamdani's election in New York City, which, I have to believe that most of the people who are freaking out about this have never even been to New York City. And I say that because I know people like that, right? Here in Texas, I know people who have never been there and they have a lot of thoughts on how that city is run. And it doesn't make any sense to me. I would never presume to know so much about a place that I'd never even been to, but that's what they do. And now we're seeing people saying, you know what, this guy's a socialist and he doesn't like you and he's gonna be this menace to the New York City cops. I guess we'll see what happens. But if anybody is fleeing New York, let me know so I can take your house. What are your thoughts, Wes?
I think HPD, like you said, they don't have a good grasp of the NYPD's positioning within the New York City power structure. If you guys will notice, Zohran basically walked back zero. He said, maybe use a different phrase than globalize the intifada, but that was about it in terms of his retrenchment on his stance on Israel vis-a-vis rights for the Palestinians. He was like, screw that. I'm not changing anything up in terms of my rhetoric. With the NYPD, this man went direct to camera with an apology. Okay, that should inform you about where the power is in New York City. The NYPD is intractable. They're good. Their officers know that. They're basically untouchable. The commissioner is staying intact. The NYPD cannot be messed with. And so this idea that they're gonna run to Houston because Zohran got elected mayor, no, he's already bowed down to the power. Like these people, this is what folks need to understand, man, about NYPD and how powerful they are in New York. De Blasio had to kiss the ring. Everybody has to kiss the ring because why? These people could get you killed, period. And I don't mean, they hire a contract killer or whatever. One day, they could pretend not to care about your protection as mayor and be derelict in their duties and something happened to you. These people know their power within the city and they exert it all the time. And so the idea that NYPD officers are gonna be poached by HPD, I bet the union is looking at that statement and laughing. Straight up laughing at it, the idea that our cops should be scared of being in New York because of Zohran. Get out of here.
Yeah, and it is embarrassing because here in Houston, we're in kind of a weird situation. We're a very blue city, but our mayor is, according to many, including myself, he's very much, what do they call it? A dino, a Democrat in name only. He is that, right? Like a lot of his positions are very right leaning, if not completely right wing. I'm not a fan of him. A lot of people are not a fan of his, but he does like kind of simp for the HPD quite a bit. So, that's what we're dealing with here. And then seeing this coming out of HPD immediately after Zohran Mamdani's election, it was just like, what are we even doing anymore? Like, who are we as a city? And how is this how we want to be known on a national stage? And then, the next day I go on a show from Houston and I blast HPD on the national stage for doing exactly this. So I'm part of the problem in blasting them, but they deserve it, right? Like I don't even think that they would be embarrassed by something like this. I'm just even the language that they use, that they're like, "Are you disgusted by the election of Zohran?" It's just unbelievable. It felt, I don't want to say it felt racist, but it felt like very derogatory, and I think that was the intention.